Just for now, I'll speak here if you don't mind.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hi, everybody. How are we doing? Good. I want to thank you all for being here. This cold Saturday morning, we made it. I mean, this is a great crowd. And if you see signs sitting in spots that you want to sit in, please just move the signs and come sit. We got tons of room. I want to thank Francine and Swati and Dwight in particular for helping to pull this event together, and obviously to the brave representative, Ji Woo. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to talk about a rising wave of hate in this country. Not disagreement, not debate, but hate. It's a shape-shifting hate. It calls itself patriotism. It cloaks itself in religion and pretends to be law and order. It's a damaging hate, one that doesn't just divide, but creates real human suffering. And suffering always gives birth to more hate. You know this hate when you see it. It distorts truth, it demonizes critics, dehumanizes neighbors and coworkers. And like all bullies, it targets the weakest first, the poor, the sick, the vulnerable, pushing them into the shadows where abuses thrive. It whispers fear about entire other religions and cultures. It mocks people for who they love or who they are. And it tells whole communities they don't belong. It feeds on aggression and worse, indifference, blame, threats, name-calling. It asks us to look away from suffering, to deny what our eyes and our ears tell us is happening. This hate thrives on intimidation, guns, masks, violence, lawsuits, a justice system turned into a weapon, entire communities punished for the actions of an individual. And when hate goes unchecked, it gives birth to extremism. Extremism that seeks control over how you live, over how you love, how you worship. It says comply or else. I went to war against extremists in the Middle East. I do not fear Muslims who are peace-loving in our community. I do not fear Asians, but I do fear extremists. And today, we have allowed extremism into the highest levels of our government. So now, this hate is no longer just shouted at rallies or spread online. It is legitimized by our leaders. It is written into policy. It is enforced in our streets and funded by our tax dollars. Hate sold to us as the price of safety. We're told women had to be chased through the streets, that children had to be locked in cages, that Renee Nicole Good had to be shot because she didn't comply. We're told we must outlaw entire belief systems, deport immigrants, first undocumented, but now documented too. Strip the freedoms of others to protect our way of life. Racial profiling, acceptable. Excessive force, justified. No accountability, no due process, no respect for judges or court orders. Again and again, the same excuse, the same justification, the most dangerous lie in history of humanity, that the ends justify the means. So yes, I understand why people are afraid to get involved right now. But for those of us gathered here today, we are done with apathy. We're done with indifference, and we are done with complacency and complicity. So instead, we choose the path laid before us by legends like Dr. Martin Luther King and modern day heroes like State Rep Gene Wu, who stand up when it's hard. We choose the American path, the path of people who defend others, even when it costs them, even when it's lonely, even when the future is uncertain. Because America was never meant to be a refuge for hate. It was meant to be a refuge from hate. A place where people who are different are protected, not targeted. And this is not just a Democratic Party value. It's a moral calling shared across all of our religions: Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, and more. Above all, it's an American ideal, because American greatness has always come from protecting the vulnerable. When Union soldiers gave their lives to end slavery, when men stood with women demanding the right to vote, when Americans crossed oceans over and over again to defeat fascism, when people marched for civil rights, facing dogs, batons, and bullets, when service members of every race and every faith gave everything for our freedom. Now it is our turn. So we must be peaceful and patriotic. We must be welcoming and forgiving. We must be loud, proud, and unashamed. Dr. King warned us that our lives begin to end the moment we stay silent about the things that matter. He also reminded us it's never too late to do the right thing. The time for silence is over. Put a sign in your yard. Have the hard conversations at the dinner table. Live the golden rule, which is to treat others the way you want to be treated. Donate, volunteer, march with us on MLK Day on Monday. Everything matters in whatever way you can contribute. Because in the words of John Lewis, and in the name of Nicole Renee Good, it's time to get in some good trouble.
Oh, yeah.
It's time for us to stand up for other people. We must do it now, before suffering and extremist hate reaches our own doors, and there's no one left willing to stand up for us. Thank you so much.